Good afternoon, everyone. Waiting for you all to come in. Good afternoon. Welcome, everyone. I'll give you all a few minutes to come in so we can get started on today's topic. We are in serious times in our union, and we have to we have to get it together. So waiting for you all to come on. Okay, so I'll just jump in and get started on the topic of today. So there's a lot happening right now. For many, many months now, since last year, August, September, we have been talking about pulling the members of Local 100 together for us to take back our union. Call came out from Brother Thompson. I had made a video maybe about 2 weeks prior, and I had said to the members of Local 100 that it's time for us to unify. We have to come together, put our differences aside, and everyone needs to come together so that we can take back our union because we're in desperate times. 2 weeks after that, Brother Thompson announced that he would be having a unity meeting at Sugar Hill. Many of us came out and supported. I know I came. There were other members of the union that came out, and we all came under the guys that we would all come together and band together to work together. We had made phone calls, we had been talking and trying to really work through things to make sure. I want to be very clear that this movement, the labor movement, is bigger than any one of us, especially our union. No one person has a monopoly on a union. It is made up of a collective of workers that comprise a union. We have to understand where we are right now. I think that, from what I'm observing, there is no way that we can individually pull away from each other, fight each other, and not be and take back this union. The opposition, which is we all are fully aware that Richie Davis is breaking our union, right? And that he is a president that is dead set on staying in power and being a dictator. And basically anybody who challenges him, who speaks out against him, that him and the union have now began a relationship to work together to get rid of those who push back and fight back against the oppressive nature that we find ourselves working under at New York City Transit. This is something that has been done by design. The Office of Labor Relations was created to break the union. It was created for the sole purpose of breaking the union. And we have to understand that there is no love relationship. There is no respect for employees. There is none of that in this adversarial relationship. And until we understand and accept that, we're going to see more and more people get attacked. Now, what they've just done to Brother Thompson is, is a travesty, right? The fact that uh, he had to learn through the internet that he was fired without any courtesy from the union to inform him, give him a decision to let him know what was next steps, is a problem. It's not only something that has happened to Brother Thompson, but it's happened to other members here. I was talking to someone today, a probationary person who was just taken off their bus and fired, badge and passed, taken off their bus right there and fired. No G2, no hearing or meeting to talk about what happened, just fired. This is not only happening to Brother Thompson, but it's happening throughout our union. And this is our time to all come together and unify. I've said it over and over, and consistently I've put out and let you all know an injury to one is an injury to all. We cannot say that we are about the union if we cannot work together. You have to be able to let cooler heads prevail and come together on the issues and work. And understand something, in any team that you work on, nothing is ever 100%. Things are going to happen. Challenges come up. Things happen to where you don't even know that things are about to happen, about to jump off sometimes, and things happen unexpectedly. And you have to be able to work through whatever is coming before you. When hard times come and challenges come, that's not the time to retreat. It's the time to dig in and move forward. We have a serious problem at our local, is that we have been divided by groups. Who do you support over here? Who do you support over there? Instead of looking at who is working on our issues and all of us coming together to meet that common goal. That is what is important. Okay, I tell you all time and time again, make sure if you are going into an arbitration and your job is on the line, you know that the union and management work together. I put out a whole video of you hearing the president of the union tell a member, because he felt she was politically aligned with me, that he was not going to protect her job. He actually served her up to management. Management came and took her pass, and she was PDS. Okay, she was taken out of service for 2.5 months, no pay. I had to step in, assist with paying her legal fees. We have a GoFundMe going right now in regard to legal fees, to make sure that people are able to afford outside attorneys, because we have a union that is a company union. This is serious business. They're targeting me also. So it's not just Brother Thompson, it's me also. Anybody that's going to fight, anybody that's going to push back against this system, they have a problem with. And this is our time. Here I am running for president of the union, and I have a whole lot to talk about in regard to my case, but there's some things going on behind the scenes and I can't say it just yet. But I am going to give you the full disclosure of what is happening and transpiring with me, and I have an attorney. You have to lawyer up, because our union is not going to fight for you. Winning a PDS challenge just means that you got your pass back and you were put back on the clock. That's it. You're just back on payroll. It does not remove the discipline that is outstanding before you, and you have to make sure that you have an attorney. Start to put some money away, just in case. You never know what's going to happen to you in this job. Any incident that you have can be what they use to try to end your career. We see it all the time. We no longer have a union that's working on our behalf. We haven't had one that's working on our behalf for a long time. And this idea of us being divided is a problem. We have to pull it all together in order to ensure that we get our union back. There will be no winners if we can't even come together collectively to put trivial differences aside to all come together. I was sent some videos to listen to from the progressive action side, and they were pretty decent videos. But this is what I challenge everyone under the sound of my voice to understand. There is no way that anybody's personal brand or ambition is bigger than the fight before us. It's going to take all of us to put our differences aside and come together and work together. It is the only way. The only way Brother Thompson is able to appeal, because our union is not going to appeal his case. They're not going to do it. We've tried it many times, and they don't give up jurisdiction over the case for a member to go and challenge their case in court, because they don't want legal liability if your case is overturned, that you can now turn around and sue them and say that they didn't handle the case properly or charge them of doing something wrong, the officers and stuff that are involved. So this is a serious thing. I hope that Brother Thompson does challenge it. I hope that he does try to seek legal help, because this is a problem. No one should be being fired and having charges stacked against them and forced out of work. I'm sure that the fact that he's a whistleblower, the fact that he has done a lot of things in this union to try to advance it, that they should be able to, if he gets legal help, that someone should be able to help him with this. This is a serious thing, right? Now, for all of us that are here and we're gonna and remain and have to continue to move forward, do not become disheartened by what's going on, and do not become scared and not participate and stop participating in the union. You have to continue to fight. You cannot stop participating in the union. You cannot stop being active. What we all have to do is begin to work together. I say it all the time that we have to work together. There is so much at stake during this election, okay? Not to mention tier 6, but the top priority is discipline. I saw a comment earlier where someone said transit is on a firing spree. When they tell you to do something, you do what they say and shut up. No, it doesn't work that way. You do not just do what they say and shut up. That is what they want us to do, is to work under these extreme conditions and just do what they say and shut up. Understand, for everybody that is working at New York City Transit, this job is a part of what is called the labor movement. We only have access to these jobs because of fight and struggle. We would not be here had our foreparents not resisted. And we have an obligation, if we're going to be here, to do the same. They're not just going to give you adequate pay raises. They're not just going to make sure that you work in safe working conditions. They're not going to make sure that your supervisors and managers talk to you and treat you properly. They're not going to make sure that you have adequate pay raises and that tier 6 is fixed. They're not going to do that. They will take everything from us, as you see that they've done already. We're losing time. We're working more, getting less time off. Okay, we have New York State pay. We have my pa leave, but New York State paid family leave was not implemented. We have a lot of issues across the board that we all have to come together and work together to make it happen. Again, I am calling for us to unify, to put our differences aside and find out how we can make this work, how we can all come together to make it work. If the parties do not do that, this gives the Stand United side, the Members First side, a chance and an opportunity to regroup and strengthen themselves against us. This idea of thinking if your chair gets in or one of your friends get in, that things are going to change, it's not going to happen. The president of the union is a very important position. That person is the person that will be negotiating your contract, that will be supporting the VPs of your department, will making sure that everything comes together. If we don't get this together, if we don't get this together this time, it's going to be a problem for us. We have to ensure that we fix this and that we all come together. So I know that we're live and I'm talking to you all, but I do want to take questions. If anybody has questions, please put it in the comment section so that I can hear you, so that I can read it and answer you. I want to engage you all on this issue, because this is very important. Again, if you find yourself facing termination, please reach out, inbox me, call me if you find yourself going down a too broad way to labor relations, so that we can devise a plan, look at what's happening to you, and help you through the process. It's very important that we do this, and that we do this now. Nobody, again, is coming to save us. We are tasked with saving ourselves, and we have the ability to do so. I've been out meeting with you all. We talk all the time. I'm in the field. I hear what is happening in every department, all throughout the system. And what I do know and understand is that our union is ready for a change. They're ready for a change. And we have to make sure that we rise up to the occasion and do what we have to do to meet it. And that means all of us working together. It means that we all have to work together. So this idea of eating each other, stepping on each other, trying to make our position higher than the other. Kiapua has an obligation to at least have a conversation with me. Mike Cordero, we know, is a plant. He does this every election to throw the election off. And we know for sure that Richie Davis is not one of us. He's not one of us. He's not a brother. He's proven himself that he is against this membership. There's no way possible that management can just be firing people and that not be a top priority of the president of the union to understand what is going on with labor relations. How are my members doing in their day-to-day on the job? How are we doing down there at labor relations? What's happening with grievance and discipline? Did we have any members terminated this week? What's going on with PDS challenges? You mean to tell me that this is not something that is a top priority for the president of the union? That members just taken out of service en masse is okay? People being handed over to management is okay? It's not okay. And the only way we're going to fix this is that we all band together. We know what is happening. We know the issues. Now it's time for us to do something about it. I've been out here, I've been working, and we have to continue to push to get us to where we need to be. So I want us to just be very clear on where we are. Department. Okay, I don't see any questions. But again, I want us to all understand where we are. I put a video up yesterday about workers' compensation and where we are. I'll be back in the field to meet with you and to talk to you. We're preparing for notice of slate. I'm appealing to all parties for us to sit down and have a discussion on how we can bring this all together to save our union. We are at a very critical juncture. We're not going to keep getting opportunities to pull it all together. We are more fractured this election than we were last election. Okay? And in order for us to ensure that we have the strongest possible teams, we need to pull it all together. It's very, very important. Or if not, we're going to find ourselves in the same position that we were in 3 years ago. So I am appealing to everybody to do what is right for our union, to save our union. We are at critical times. Once congestion pricing is implemented, because at some point it's going to be implemented. The governor's not implementing it now for political reasons, because she would never be reelected as governor if she implements it. So she's not implementing now. But we can almost rest assured that the pressure is going to come down enough. The MTA is doing enough to create a crisis situation to where the governor is going to implement congestion pricing. And when she does, we now have to contend with construction and development, which will be handling the majority of the projects on the property, which means a mass influx of contractors working at the MTA, affecting our bargaining unit and our jobs. The only way for us to turn this around is if I'm your president, to ensure that we push back to save our work. We're in desperate times, and it calls for all of us to think about Brother Thompson today, you tomorrow. They brought him up on charges. They brought me up on charges. There's other people brought up on charges who are facing a dismissal or who have serious charges pending. One of the things they did first when this new regime came in is they fired one of the e-board officers. There's a lot going on here, and we have to fix it. If we really believe that Gomez has to go, that No Davis has to go, if we believe all of these things, the only way to do it is for us to be as unified as they are against us. They are unified against us. We need to make sure we're just as unified. And if we're not just as unified, that is a problem. That is a problem. We have to do what we have to do to bring it all together and do what's right for our union. We have a brother that just posted, it is really sad that all, let's see if I can put it on the screen. It is really sad that all divisions within the transit system cannot come together to fix this corruption, deceit, and just pure bullying of the people that move the city. This is what I'm talking about. I want you all to comment. I want you all to hear each other and what it is that you want. It's the members that want us to come all together to fix this. They know we can do it, and the time is now to fix it. It's very important that we understand where we are and that we continue to work together. I'm going to stay on a little while longer, for people to comment and voice how you feel about what's happening. I'm sure in my group chats that are private, that people can't see, that everybody's not a part of, one of the things we talked about this morning is that I know that when the word came out about Brother Thompson, that a lot of people are feeling that. Okay, because regardless of what has happened in this with him and whatever has transpired, we all know that he does speak up. He does fight back. Right? And he should have been protected as a member by his union. And the fact that we are being handed over to management, it's a serious thing. So, but I want us all to understand, what's at stake. We have to continue to band together and to work together to pull it all around. I'm committed to doing whatever it takes to ensure that we make it across the finish line. You all, this election, you have to turn out an overwhelming majority of the vote. It can no longer be these low numbers. We can no longer just stand for hearing that, I wasn't able to vote, I didn't get a ballot. If you don't receive a ballot this election time, it's time that we step up and say something. And I'm going to make sure that we have, everything in place that we need in order to properly document, to submit to the DOL that we have a problem here when it comes to union elections. Right? We have not been able to get the DOL to intervene because they consistently tell us that we have to fix our own internal issues. And so while we're working to fix our own internal issues, the things that prevent us from fixing our own internal issues is that we have paper balloting that has been forced upon us and that has been able to keep this regime in place because we don't have open and fair, free elections. We're fighting. If you look at what's happening in the United States, how we're currently in a fight to protect our democracy and our rights, it's the same thing that we're facing here at Local 100. And again, I will tell you that this election for the members of Local 100 is even more important than the election, the presidential election of who's going to be president of the United States. Because my becoming your president means that your bottom line, which is your raises, grievance and discipline, securing your work, your pension, all of these things are on the table. All of these issues are on the table. So it's very important that we understand that you have to participate in this election. You have to overwhelmingly turn out the majority, the vote. You have to overwhelmingly turn out the vote. Don't just get mad. Don't just get angry. Don't just get frustrated about it. You have the ability to do something about it. So we just have to make sure that that happens. We have to make sure that that happens. Now, I have a GoFundMe where we're raising money for legal fees. I will post it in the comments when I get off of here, and I'll post it again all over for you all to donate to the Legal Defense Fund so that we can be able to help members who are facing termination and who need legal representation because they cannot go to arbitration with the union's attorneys, with the union's lawyers. You cannot go to court or to arbitration with people who are hostile towards you, which is management and the union. We have to make sure that we work together and help each other. This is a very serious time. So I'm just appealing to everybody today, to understand that this is a very serious time and we have to continue to work together and make sure that we do what is right, but for ourselves and our union, right? We have to put our union in the forefront of how we're moving and make sure that we're working together. And I even challenge the people that are supporting Richie Davis. Why are you doing that? It goes against your very interests. You have someone like who's the division chair of RTO, JL Rodriguez, who constantly notes whenever he's talking about something, how the union blocks everything. It's the union messing everything up. The union, the union, the union, right? That's code word for Richie Davis. That's code word for Canilla Gomez, right? That these are the people that are messing. So why are you running over there? Why are you over there? Why are you over there? If you know that is bad, why are you over there? Why? Because it's easy to get in. If you work along with the incumbent, you're not challenged. You don't have to worry about the boss coming after you. Is that why you all stay over there and support a failing regime that has now given back your retiree medical benefits, that do not give you pay raises in step with inflation, that does not have the adequate amount of people released to work in this union to make sure that the departments are properly taken care of, but instead they're giving their friends and those who they need to secure these positions big salaries while the union continues to go down? Understand these same tier 6 people that are coming on who are new employees today will not always be new. And for many of them, they're already feeling the wrath of how management is. 6-month extensions for people who miss work. They're not even being properly told how to document. They're finding out things at the point of where they're going to be extended. There's a lot of issues within our union. This is a very serious time that we're in, and serious time calls for us to make serious decisions and do what it is that we have to do for each other. I would just say that everyone should reach out to Brother Thompson and, give him words of encouragement, during this time. And let's continue to push forward and continue to fight for our union and to bring it all together. We have to do it for our union. And as your president, anybody who is facing termination and we've gone to arbitration, I am going to open up that process to where we will be appealing decisions that are unfair and unjust so that our members are not just getting fired and pushed out the door. right? You pay into this system, this dual system, so that you have protections all the way at arbitration. We have one of the strongest processes when it comes to grievance and discipline. However, it's not working because the union is using it against us. They're using the very system that is to protect us against us. So we have to do something about that. And that is getting involved, voting your interests. And again, we have to Monday, the 26th, for everybody to start coming together and making serious decisions on what we're going to do to take back our union. Whatever differences you have, whatever you don't like, we can discuss that all after. Dialogue and talking and having disagreements in a setting such as this, where you're trying to move your union forward, is something that will always be. No one person, no people, everybody does not just agree on everything. That's not a healthy environment if there is not challenge and people understanding and pushing against things and wanting things to change and reading things and saying, you know what, I don't like this, let's do that, or let's do this, right? Accountability, transparency, all of these things are very important in leadership. And so again, I just invite everybody to just stay focused. Let's, make sure you're reaching out to Brother Thompson, making sure that, he's okay, and speaking to him and everything else. And just everybody just continue to push ahead. I'm really feeling some kind of way about that decision. I really am, because an injury to one is truly an injury to all. Brother Thompson today, me or you tomorrow. So we have to continue to work together. And one of the things that I do in my organization, of the way we've been functioning, is that if anybody, I don't care who it is, if they are brought up on charges, we work together to secure that person's job, to find out what is going on. Is this even a real charge? Is management conspiring with the union? Where are they? Where are these charges coming from, and what's going on? And we work, together to try to make sure that that no one loses their job. And so far, we've done pretty good, right? We've done pretty good with making sure no one loses their job. People have been written up. We've had PDS challenges overturned. We've had some. I mean, not overturned, but people who were PDS back on the clock. There's been a lot of work that we've done to safeguard and protect the people running from the onslaught of discipline and retaliation by management and the union. So everyone, I want you to stay strong, stay connected, talk to each other. Let's work to pull it all together. Talk to each other. Talk about the upcoming election. Talk about it. Get involved. You all have my inbox. You can call me. Again, you have my number. My flyers are all over the system. Make sure that you reach out if you need help. And also to support the campaign so that we can get in office and turn this union around. Everyone have a great day. My name is Evangeline Byers. I'm candidate for president of TWU Local 100. Our slate is the Stronger Together slate. Have a great day, everyone.